What up, what up, what up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. Just wanted to drop in on y'all again today. It's not no real actual news to speak of since, you know what I mean, it's still early in the off-season process. And this time of the year, I feel like no news is probably the best news anyway. So I'm just going to just talk a little bit about our quarterback situation, which that situation is Daniel Jones. And there's been a lot of crazy, a lot of chatter. I get it. It's the off season. You got to start trying to buzz about a couple of things. But guess what? Daniel Jones is the New York Giants quarterback. All the powers that be have basically all but confirmed that. So, contrary to what many of you may wish could happen this off season, there will be no spectacular blockbuster deal for Deshaun Watson. We're not going to throw the house away. We're not going to trade the whole house away for Deshaun Watson. I mean, I've seen on some of my social media pages some of the most ridiculous propositions and trade offers for Deshaun Jackson. Like people would be willing to like trade away Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, first round draft pick. Like, hey, that's ridiculous. Anybody that's coming up with scenarios like that, that's ridiculous. There is no scenario where we could trade for Deshaun Watson where we wouldn't have to give up at least like Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley or something like that would have to be part of the deal. But there is no scenario in which we're giving up all of that capital, those players of that caliber and draft capital. That's just not going to happen, folks. So you can people that are thinking like that, that have been thinking like that, can't even take you guys seriously. So you need to get that out of your mind right now. I'm gonna just tell you all that right with the real because Gettleman's on record saying Daniel Jones is the guy. Judge is on record saying Daniel Jones is the guy. Mara's on record saying Daniel Jones is the guy. Daniel Jones is the guy for right now, at least for another year. Like I said, I'm personally still, like I said, not 100% convinced he's our guy for the future. But what I do know is my good common sense and my good vision when I'm watching football games tells me that this kid is worthy of another shot because he has not been dealt the greatest hand. The greatest hand. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, like I said, I've said it before. Saquon Barkley is a difference maker football player. Like, you can't really even know what this offense is truly capable of when a player of his caliber is not in it. And this season, he wasn't in it at all, except for the one game, 1.5 games. So we haven't been able to evaluate Jason Garrett's offense with Saquon Barkley, not a real evaluation. We haven't been able to evaluate Daniel Jones throwing the ball to competent receivers other than, I shouldn't say it like that. Sterling Shepard, because I like Sterling Shepard a lot. But he is what he is. He's not the number one guy. I feel like he is our best receiver, but he's not a number one guy. Like, I think most of the problem with Daniel Jones is a lot of people just don't want to admit that they were maybe a little bit wrong. Not maybe 100% wrong, but even a little bit wrong. People don't even want to admit to being a little bit wrong. Like, the kid clearly can play football in the NFL. And people, when he got drafted, said things even to that extent. Like, this kid like doesn't even have any business being in the league. Well, clearly he can play football in the NFL. He proved that his rookie season for sure. And people just don't like to eat crow. You know what I mean? Like I can admit when I'm wrong. Like I was wrong about Darius Slayton. I thought Darius Slayton was going to take that next step to being a number one receiver in the league after the things he did, some of the things he did last year as a rookie. But I was wrong, and I can admit that. Darius Slayton is what Darius Slayton is. He's a fifth round draft pick who can add good depth to a receiving core, but he's no more than a number 2 or 3 guy at best. He's not a number one guy. And like I said, I can admit that. I thought he was going to take that next step and this offense was going to soar. I thought Daniel Jones was going to be throwing the ball all over the place to him. I was wrong. But like you gotta put things into perspective with the Daniel Jones situation. And people try to say it's making up excuses. Is it making up excuses? When it's the truth? He doesn't have a number one receiver. He does have a tight end that drops passes like that's his job. He does have a running back that's been injured a lot in his first 2 years. So what can he do? What can that kid do? I mean, he went out there as a rookie. He threw 24 touchdown passes and he threw 12 interceptions and 12 starts. Now I did the math and figured if he played all 16 games as a rookie, he would have been a rookie quarterback throwing 30 touchdown passes. I mean, which I think most teams sign up for stuff like that. I get it statistically, he regressed this year, obviously, and in 14 starts, he only threw 11 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions. And I get it. Statistically, that's a regression, big time, a big time regression. But there were circumstances, you know what I mean? The new offense, the lack of an off season, and I get it. People were saying, "Oh, look at Joe Burrow. He was flourishing. He was looking great for Cincinnati as a rookie, and he didn't have an off season." And other quarterbacks also, plenty, and everybody else. Nobody else did either. So it's not like the Giants were the only ones faced with this disadvantages. But everybody doesn't learn the same either. When Daniel Jones as a rookie had his preseason and off-season workouts last season like normal, he learned a new offense with Pat Shermer's offense. But with all that, time to really be on the field, some people learn on the field better than just reading in the books virtually. You know what I mean? So this kid with reps on the field and practice reps as a rookie last year in training camp, he was like all of a sudden he was flourishing. Had a tremendous preseason. Got this nickname Danny Dimes because he was literally dropping dimes during the preseason, and to be quite frank, he was dropping dimes during the regular season too. And this season, it just didn't quite pan out that way. But like I said, maybe this kid get another year in this offense, gets a real off season. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what he needs. I mean, you got, like I said, I can't really hold that as a full-on excuse because everybody was faced with that same disadvantage, the whole league-wide. So it's not, but some people can learn in the books better than they can learn by doing, and some people can learn by doing better than in the books. Me personally, I'm one of those people too. I learn by doing. I mean, I cook for a living. When I'm learning how to cook new things, I learn better by actually doing it than just reading about it or somebody just trying to tell me about it. I got to actually put my hands on it and do it myself. And that's how I pick up on things. And that's how I learn how and adjust to things. That's the kind of learner I am. I'm going to maybe assume Jones is similar to that because I felt like when he had the reps in the offseason reps, his rookie season, he seemed to have a lot better results as far as statistically, other than the turnovers obviously were a bad thing. And that's another thing I want to touch on. Because when I say people don't want to, people will find any way to not eat crow. You know what I mean? Like they'll find any way to just not admit that they were wrong about somebody. Like when Daniel Jones put up the numbers he put up his rookie season, everybody chose to ignore the 24 touchdown passes. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted to go to the turnovers. And I get it. You can't excuse the turnovers. They were very bad his rookie season. They were horrible. It was insane the amount of turnovers he had, especially the fumbles. It was absolutely insane. You cannot. I'm not saying ignore it. I'm saying you're looking only at what you want to see. Don't just harp on that like as if the kid did nothing positive as well. You want to talk about all his negatives, but you don't want to talk about any positives. Like this kid has no positives whatsoever. Like he's shown you no positive traits of a quarterback whatsoever. He has. He absolutely has. And Giant Nation, I'm just trying to want y'all to stand behind this kid because right now, none of us are actually working for the team. We are just fans. So we need to stand behind and rally for our team. You know what I mean? Because that's what we got. There's no point in tearing the kid down. It's just not support the kid. Like I said, if he gets all the right tools in place and he still can't get the job done, then you got to take a hard look for real. Now it's time to take a hard look. But until this kid gets, you know what I mean, the proper advantages like a lot of these other quarterbacks have that everybody seems to praise and constantly want to praise, then come on, man. I'm not saying we got new Patrick Mahomes. Nobody can't expect that. But at the same time, you got to give a kid a fair chance. All I'm asking for is to give this kid a fair chance. Like I said, he was drafted with number 6 overall pick. We're not going to throw him out like garbage. We don't do that. That franchises that do that they're the ones that suffer. Those are the struggling franchises. We are not that. We've had a tough stretch here, obviously. But overall, we are not a struggling franchise overall. We're not one of those franchises like the Cleveland Browns people look at and just laugh at. We're not one of those. We've been a laughing stock lately, but overall, our reputation precedes us. The New York Giants is one of the class organizations in this league. And and the Maras families and the Tisch family have been running it forever with great success. So I trust that they know what the hell they're doing and they know how to right this ship. And it might not be happening as fast as you want it to, but it is happening. It's clearly happening. It's starting to things are starting to trend up. Like I said, it's starting to look a lot better over here than it has been the last few years. And you can't, at this point, it's too early to give up on the quarterback that's been productive, that has shown signs of being productive. It's not like a Josh Rosen situation. It's definitely not like a Dwayne Haskins situation. Daniel Jones has shown legitimate production in this league. He's shown signs of a guy that's capable and can get the job done. I'm not gonna say everybody can't be Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Those are a couple of the very special guys. Everybody's not special. But what I'm saying is this kid can still be good. And right now he's been better than people give him credit for. People just don't want to admit it. But I'm going to drop up out of here right now, man. It's Mac the Giants fan. And if you're feeling what I'm spitting, just hit that subscribe button. Hit them likes. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, man. It's Mac the Giants fan. It's MACDA Giants fan. Peace.